Hi everybody. In this morning's video from AG Chelsea TV, I'll be bringing you the latest Blues updates. We'll start with Big Chelsea points deduction update. Chelsea could receive an update on whether they will be charged by the Premier League for financial fair play breaches before the start of next season. Speaking on the latest edition of Football Insider's Inside Track podcast, senior correspondent Peter Rourke admitted it's difficult to figure out what the exact timeline will be, but that something could be communicated to the Blues between now and August in what would be a huge development. Football Insider revealed on the 18th of April that the Premier League is still conducting its investigation into the potential breaches, with a points deduction likely to be the outcome if they are found to have broken the financial rules. Rourke suggested the governing body may need to get its house in order before handing out any charges, as he implored the league to ensure there isn't another season dominated by points deduction headlines. Everton and Nottingham Forest have both been docked points this season after admitting they breached the financial rules, but with charges still to be handed out to Chelsea, the situation could continue to drag on for some time yet at Stamford Bridge. The Blues posted a loss of £90 million in their 2022-23 financial results, with the Premier League's rules stating top-flight clubs can lose a maximum of £105 million over a rolling 3-year period. Chelsea have spent heavily in the transfer market since Blueco took over in 2022, leading many to believe a financial breach would be inevitable at some point. The West London club have also been investigated by the Premier League for potential financial breaches during Roman Abramovich's tenure, but no charges have so far been forthcoming. Rourke noted that it wouldn't be fair on anyone for charges to be handed out again midway through the season, following the situation that's unfolded for Everton and Forest. It will be an anxious wait for Chelsea to discover what the result of their potential spending breach will be, but it may be some time yet before a decision is made. Gary Neville shares his view on Pochettino. Gary Neville believes Mauricio Pochettino is absolutely the right man for Chelsea and should be given more time at Stamford Bridge. Pochettino is under increased pressure, having overseen a disappointing season for the club, which will end with no silverware, and the possibility of no European football for the second consecutive campaign. The Blues find themselves 9th in the league with just 5 games remaining, and sit 5 points behind Newcastle in 7th and 6 behind Manchester United in 6th. Having played a game less than their rivals, a lot of Chelsea supporters have become disillusioned under the 52-year-old and believe the club should be making a change at the end of the season. Pochettino has been criticised for a lack of tactical flexibility and in-game management, as well as questionable team selections, but despite poor results, he crucially still maintains backing within the boardroom. However, Neville believes the Argentine is the right man for the job, and when asked if he should be given me time, he told the Gary Neville podcast, "Definitely, I think he's absolutely the right man to work with young players. We've seen what he did at Southampton, bringing young players through, developing them. We saw what he did at Tottenham. I wouldn't mess with Mauricio Pochettino at all. I think he deserves another transfer window. I think he definitely deserves the idea of completing the jigsaw of the 3 positions that everyone knows they're missing, and then at that point we can judge him." Speculation has been rife over Pochettino's future, with the club's bosses set to sit down and discuss his future with him at the end of the season. Sporting Lisbon's Ruben Amorim and Brighton's Roberto De Zerbi have been linked with taking over if Pochettino is relieved of his duties at the end of the season. Chelsea keen on signing Ronald Araujo. The 25-year-old has established himself as one of the best young defenders in the Spanish league, and his performances have attracted the attention of the Blues. A report from TBR Football via Fitches claims that Chelsea have already established contact with intermediaries, and they are closely monitoring his situation. Manchester United are reportedly keen on the player, and they have been in touch with intermediates as well. He could prove to be an upgrade on players like Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire at Old Trafford. Araujo's contract expires in 2026, and there have been speculations that he could sign a new deal with the club. If the renewal talks do not progress as expected, Chelsea could look to make a move for him at the end of the season. It is no secret that Chelsea need to bring in a quality defender in the summer. Thiago Silva will be out of contract, and the Brazilian will have to be replaced adequately. Araujo has proven his quality in the Spanish league, and he is certainly good enough for the Premier League as well. The 25-year-old Uruguayan international is versatile enough to operate as a central defender as well as a right back. He could prove to be a key player for Chelsea going forward. The Blues have been quite vulnerable defensively, and they will have to tighten up at the back if they want to secure Champions League qualification once again and compete for trophies. The South American international has proven his quality in the Spanish league, and he could be open to trying out a new challenge at this stage of career. A move to Chelsea will be an exciting opportunity for him. Despite the fact that the Blues have struggled in recent seasons, they are one of the biggest clubs in the world and they have the financial resources to put together a competitive squad in the coming months. William Gallas, Chelsea's defence needs a hero. In an incisive piece by Gambling Zone, former football star William Gallas shares his unfiltered views on the current challenges facing Chelsea FC. His critique spans from the youthful promise of Nicolas Jackson to the broader structural issues within the squad, providing a wealth of material for any football aficionado. Gallas offers a mixed review of young striker Nicolas Jackson, acknowledging his potential while pointing out the glaring gaps in his performance. Nicolas Jackson is a player I said needs more time, and he's still young, only 22 years old, Gallas observes. Despite scoring 9 times in 25 Premier League games, Jackson's proficiency in front of the goal remains a concern. He still needs to improve in front of goal, has shown good movement, but his finishing is not good enough to take chances, Gallas comments, setting a realistic yet challenging target of 15 goals for the striker. Turning to Chelsea's defensive woes, Gallas does not mince words, describing their efforts as unacceptable. The constant changes in the backline and a lack of leadership have left the team vulnerable, particularly in the absence of veterans like Thiago Silva. Gallas reminisces about the days of John Terry and Ricardo Carvalho, stressing that such a partnership is sorely missed. For we had John Terry and Ricardo Carvalho, with this partnership, we would never concede that goal. With players like Terry, we were fighting and giving everything to not let them score, he recalls. And that's the final content of today's video. Like, subscribe to support AG Chelsea TV.